I'd now like to invite our chief guest for the day, Mr. Ganesh Ayyar, CEO of MphasiS, to come and speak. Mr. Ganesh Ayyar joined MphasiS as the CEO in January 2009, and he's responsible for the overall management of the company, besides being a member of the MphasiS Board of Directors. Prior to joining MphasiS, Mr. Ganesh Ayyar had a very successful career in HP, where he was in several very important roles. His last assignment before he joined MphasiS was as Vice President, Managed Services, Asia Pacific and Japan. Earlier, he was focused on the manufacturing industry, on an HP initiative on telecom. Prior to that, he was involved in the merger with Compaq. He's worked across Asia in several countries, in several functions, and therefore brings a very global perspective to MphasiS. But I think more than anything else, the reason we have Ganesh Ayyar with us here today is because of the support he and MphasiS have been giving to all the good work that several of you are doing. So I'm really happy that we have the opportunity to have Ganesh with us this morning. Ganesh.
What came to my mind was, this really happened when I was in college. I used to have a two-wheeler. So my extended family used to use my ability to go around town for anything and everything that needed to be bought. I was the guy to go to. And I had my uncle who was extremely humorous. So this is a real incident which happened. My cousin delivered a baby. And immediately I was called in to say, Ganesh, go and buy this book from the bookshop written by Dr. Spock. I don't know, many of you are aware, this is about bringing up the child. And the uncle who was there, he asked, why do you want the book? So they said, no, this talks about how to bring up a child, breastfeeding and all that. So then my uncle said, but the child doesn't know how to read. So when I was listening to Dr. Sridhar, this conference actually is meant for so-called fully able people, not for differently able people. Because it's fully able people who have to change their mindset. They have to get into action. So when I took over this role in MphasiS 3 years ago, one of the things which I was trying, and we have had a history of really being supportive in this space, is to see what do we need to do. So I'm going to share with you an incident which happened. We used to have only one bank which used to process our payroll. And this bank refused to accept a visually handicapped as a client. They said they cannot process the check. And I had a burning problem of not giving my entire business to the bank. So that proved to be a catalyst. I called in this bank and I said, I'm going to open up my business to 3 banks. And we changed our policy and we said, we will have 3 banks. And the question which came up, why? And as mentioned earlier, I see people with different ability as a talent pool. They don't need sympathy. We look for different talent pool. We go to rural areas for talent pool. We look at urban areas for talent pool. We look for Java programmers. We look for .NET programmers. We look for people in telecom industry. We look for people in healthcare industry. Similarly, we look for talent in differently abled part of the world. No different. We do not have a sympathy-based program for differently able people. What we have done is a small portion. We can do a lot more as MphasiS. That is the view which we hold. So we do not have special career plan for differently able people. Why do they need a special career plan? They are equal, better in many ways. So we provide opportunity to people. They need to compete, they need to come up, they need to grow. And that is the philosophy based on which we are building a company. And we are thrilled that we managed to partner with Bangalore in Office of Disability Services. Now, whether you call them disabled, differently able, ultimately it is about what are we going to do about it. So if you really look at what they are trying to do, is they are trying to make sure that there is equal opportunity extended to people with different ability so that they are able to have access to education. So we can divide our model around differently able people in 3 phases. Equalize, empower, excel. Office of Disability Services, which is the first one, from what I understand, amongst the professional institutes in India. So I do want to congratulate Bangalore for taking that step. I'm thrilled that we are able to partner with them. And I hope that many more educational institutions will come forward to tap onto this talent pool, not out of sympathy, not because there is a Disability Act which exists, but because India is driven by her talent. And this is a talent pool available. We all need to come together to tap onto this talent pool. And so what we are planning to do as MphasiS is we started this as our first experiment. I'm thrilled to share with you that we are going to work with 3 more educational institutions to set up Office of Disability Services. Because at the end of the day, business houses like MphasiS have a huge role to play. We benefit by this talent pool. We are not doing this as part of sympathy. We are doing this as part of our core. Because tapping onto this talent pool makes business sense. I wish this conference all the success, and I hope the so-called fully able people will attend this conference so that they can take this message and change the mindset of the people. Because at the end of the day, this is a talent pool which has helped MphasiS to be successful. We have 400 people who are contributing to our success out of 40,000 people. And as we grow, we become 50,000 people, 60,000 people. We expect this special talent pool to continue to make contribution to our success. And we are thrilled that we are taking those steps towards our business success because you make a difference. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day.